Hello, can you hear me, Madan?
Yeah, hello, good
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. Hi, good evening. Yeah, hi. So, how was the weekend?
Yeah, it went good. Weekend means, yeah, yesterday I went to my friend's home.
Okay, okay, nice. That's nice. Okay,
How
so
about you?
it was good. It was good. I didn't go anywhere, but actually at home only. I just had some work.
Okay,
So, you can you see my screen? Just a minute.
no,
Just,
not
I said,
really.
as I'm sharing my screen. Can you see now?
Have you refreshed? Yes, I'm able
Yes,
to
yes.
see it.
Okay, I'll just giving the permission for you to record this.
Sure, recording.
Yeah, you should start. Now you'll be able to record. Yeah. So today we'll be focusing, as we have discussed. Yeah, last time we have discussed regarding the content part and all, and today we'll be focusing on the quizzes and assessment part and survey part. Okay, all these tools we will be discussing. Then we will be moving to the external website, external learning site design. Suppose you are asking if you are using any vendor or customer who could be also able to access to your LMS, then how to create that design and how to give access to them, that we will be looking on. Okay, so mostly these two topics I'll be focusing today. And when it comes to the assessment, so there is a section called assessment here. Directly you can see, come and see here. So there are two things here. You can see there are two types of assessment type. That is, one is your quizzes, another is your exams. So there is a small line of difference between the quizzes and exams. Okay, so quizzes are basically on ad hoc basis. Suppose you are completing entire curriculum and you are having a several chapters. Okay, so after each chapter you can have a 2 to 3 questions, true false question, or it can be some fill in the blanks question. So those are called quizzes. But exams actually it's a kind of at the end of the complete unit you will be asking several questions that actually comprises the exams. Okay, so here you can see there are already many quizzes and exams already created. So you can see for each, and combiningly we call this as an assessment. Okay, in success factor terminology, assessment is actually two types. One is your quiz, second one is your exam. Okay, so now we will see in details what how a quiz look like and how an exam looks like. Okay, then we will be seeing how to create those things. So if I start with a particular quiz, first I will showing the existing one, then we will be creating a new one. So this is one of the quizzes already created. So for each quizzes, you will be seeing the number of questions, okay, and whether it is published or not published, okay. So if you are saying yes, then it will say it will be out of, means the system, it will be in your system. This quizzes will be in your system, but it will not be visible to the employee. Okay, suppose if you're publishing it and assigning it, then it will be published. Okay. Also, while creating a quiz, you can see there is a menu section in the right hand corner. Okay, so you can always go and see the questions here. Okay, what are the questions for this quizzes? You can come and see here. So if I go to the question section, I can see there are three questions. One is a single answer, true false question, another is true false questions. Okay, so first you have to ask the question in the question item, then you'll be giving the multiple choice answer here. Then what is the correct answer, you will be just ticking that. And for correct answer, what is the feedback, and what is the, for incorrect answer, what is the feedback, you have to just write it here. Okay, suppose you want to, for correct answer you want to give a congratulations message, then you have to write, you can write it congratulations, it is correct. Okay, suppose for incorrect answer you want to give something message like better luck next time, you can give it here. Okay, so you can mix and match all those kind of things. And also there is an option called randomized answers. Okay, suppose you are choosing this randomized answers, then suppose there are three people who are giving these quizzes, then for A, B, C, these three options, this order will not be same for all. So it will be getting, you'll be get the three different people will be getting in the three different order. Okay, so that is for to check malpractice in the any quizzes and happening in that. So for to avoid that, we can randomize these answers here. So similarly for true false questions also, you will be getting two options, true and false. Whatever you are clicking here, that will be a correct answer. So for correct answer, you will be giving the feedback and yeah. Okay. Similarly, also you can there is a drag and drop functionality here. You can see that. So here you can see there is an add option here. How this question will look like, you can have a preview also. So there is a preview option in the right hand corner. This is how this question will look like. It is similar to our Delta examination which you are giving in the Learning Hub. Similarly, you can see visualize how the question will be looking like here. And say if you are going for a settings, so here you can give all your settings like what is the cutoff percentage. Okay, suppose if you are giving a pass percentage 50%, then you will be unless and until you score 50%, system the quizzes will be saying it as a fail if you are scoring less than 50%. And also in the post quiz, if you allow people to see the answers, then you can say it yes, otherwise it is a no. Now also the result summary, if they want to say it a yes, then you can make it yes or no depending upon your requirement here. And this is the point where you can active or inactive the quizzes. So this is yes or no again. And if you want a particular quizzes to be visible in a particular domain, you can filter here. Means you can mention only those specific domain only, they will be able to access this quiz. That you can assign it here in domain type. Similarly, the quizzes type, whether it is a sequential quiz or it is a free form. Okay. If it is sequential means number one, number two, number three question they will be getting, other it is a random question. Okay. And similarly, the quizzes attempts. Suppose you are giving a 0 here, then the employee can give this quiz attempts multiple times. There is no limit on that. Okay. So we can, there are so many options are there in the settings. Whatever the requirement, you can accordingly you can plan it. Similarly, for the localization thing, if you go to localize settings, here you can give some welcome message, like for welcome what is the message, for success what is the message, that you can give. And if you want to give some description of these quizzes, that also you can give it here. Okay. And also if you are using more than all languages, then you can mention it here. English to, at present we are using only English, so here only English language is coming here. So these are the different settings for a file creating in a quiz. Then I'll be showing you something. I'll be going back to the results section. I'll be showing you the exam part. So what is the difference you can see. So here also you can see there are, it is not published yet. Okay. The same menu also you can see it here, like exam overview, questions. So whatever you are seeing now, it is an overview page. Then you can see the question sections here. So it supports the existing, there are 5 varieties of questions or objectives. Okay. So you can have only these 5 types. It doesn't allow any subjective question. Both quizzes and exams, they do not, they don't support subjective question, or it is, even if it is a one line sentence, because system will not be able to capable of verifying, because those are required manual effort on. So for that reason, we support only these 5 varieties of questions. Okay. So what are the 5 varieties? Those are, the first one is a single answer. Okay, means out of multiple choice, only one answer is correct. Okay. Second one is the multiple answers. Then you can have 2 or 3 answers. Suppose there are 4 options, then you can mention 2 of 4 are correct. Okay. See, that is the second type, multiple answer question. Third one is the true or false. It's straightforward. If it is true, it is true T. If it is false, it is F or false. Whatever the mentioning in your answer, that we can do that. Fourth one is the ordering. Okay, ordering question means suppose there is an activity which requires step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, then you will be asking a question like which sequence you need to follow. You can give a choice in the first 1 2 3 3 2 1 2 3 1. Those kind of questions we can maintain in this ordering type of questions. And in the, or otherwise it can be a quizzes in like in from a geography. Suppose order these states from north to south. Okay, order this question, order this lake, order these forests from east to west. Okay, so those kind of questions, all typical question also can be come under this ordering type. And last one is the fill in the blanks question. Okay, fill in the blanks, it is again straightforward. You will be asking for each question. So you'll be asking a question like fill in the blanks. So you'll be giving a choice and we'll be giving an answer. Suppose it is matching, then it will be system will tell that yes, it is a correct answer. Okay. So now I'll be showing you how to create one question here. I'll just creating a simple question. Q1. So while choosing the question ID, you can choose a question ID. Then in the question type only you will be getting these 5 options. Okay, single answer, multiple answer, true, false. So ordering. So I'll be just using say fill in the blanks. And points you can also assign, means how much points you will be getting. 1 2 3 4 5. Generally it is a 1. Okay, so you can also maintain whatever the required for you. Okay, so here I'll be giving a question, generic question, general knowledge question, GK here. And objective at present it is not required. So if you are using adaptive learning, then it will be required. So I have created now a one question here. So I'll be writing what is the, it is a fill in the blank question. I will just answer like color of sky. Then I can give it a space here. Then I'll be answering here answers like say blue, add alternate answer green. So correct answer, if it is a correct, it will be show as a blue as a correct answer. Now I'll make it available. So this is now available for people. But again, it is not a part of any item or curricula. Okay, so you have to assign this to an item. Okay. So I can see the questions like this. The question will be like this. Whatever the questions you have mentioned, enter your answer in the box below. So you'll be getting in a question box like this. So now what I will be doing is I have created this quiz. I will now assign it to the a particular item. So you can see that quiz is here directly. So it will be shown as a assessment ID here. Just a minute.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, actually the line was disconnected. I restarted my system now.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't. So where you left when I left? When you what was you were listening?
The multiple questions answer you was telling, right?
Okay. No problem. I'll be repeating again.
Sorry, I requesting the recording option.
Okay. I think you are.
You did not notice that, like it is
No,
not.
I didn't. I didn't notice. Actually, I think you were silently listening. I didn't notice, and I didn't get any pop-up also. Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. It's recording now. The 5 type of questions you said, no?
5 type of questions I was saying. So I'll just again show you. So whenever we are creating a new things, it will be asking whether you want to add a new quiz or you want to add a new exams. Okay. So basically, quizzes, as you see the definitions here, what is the difference between quizzes and exams? Quizzes are the lightweight assessments that don't require any centralized management of questions. Okay. So basically, you don't need any question library for the quizzes. You can go and create directly quizzes here. But while creating an exams, so you need a question library. Means you should have those questions already placed in your question library, and you should have access to that question from the question library whenever you are creating an exam. And these are basically the chapter end or the topic end type of assessments. Okay. So here also you can see the exact definitions of an exam. Like exams are formal assessments that support all quiz features and advanced features such as randomization of questions, uh, question pool, question variant, as well as person level tracking and reporting of all responses. Okay. So also you can download the reports, whatever the exams and all. So you can do that. So I'll show you how to create a quizzes now. So just we'll be seeing how to quizzes. So we'll be having a quiz ID, say test Q1, Q1 quiz name, test Q1. Then it will be always active, so that it will be available. When I go for quizzes here, then I'll be going for the menu sections. Okay. In the menu section, there is a question section here. Here I'll be writing the question, adding a question to this quizzes. Okay. Suppose I'm choosing a single answer. Automatically there will be 4 options here. Okay. So whatever, suppose you are giving limiting to yourself to 2 to 3 questions, you can delete those options also. Right hand side. So write up questions there, capital of India. So whatever you are choosing here, that will be your correct answer here. So system will understand this is the correct answer. So other 4 options also you can give it. So here you can give correct for correct answer. What is the feedback? Correct. Or also you can add some two words to it. Congratulations. It is correct. Okay. So similarly for incorrect answer, you can give some additional message also here. Better luck next time. Incorrect. Better luck next time. Okay, so this is the feedback for the correct answer and the wrong answer. Okay, so just now I'll be saving it. So now I have saved these quizzes. Okay, so now I can see there is an option here to preview. Okay, so if you click this preview, you can see how this question will be looking like when it goes to the release mode. Okay, so capital of India, you'll be getting all these. So here you can observe as I have randomized those answers. So Kolkata, that option, it was in second option, but it came in the first option. Okay, so you'll be in this way you can randomize these answers. Okay, so you have to just click this randomize answer to yes. Okay, so then we can visualize this answers as a is coming as a random thing. So this is the questions we have already now I have already created.
Now, how to make an answer? Like how to set that is an answer?
Answers I have checked right. So I have
Oh, you
already
checked. Okay,
yes,
okay,
yes. As an admin, actually, I'm creating this on questions, right? So now it will not
okay.
it will be in my library only. So once I create means assign to a specific item or curricula, then these quizzes will be visible to the user. At present, it will not be visible. Okay, because I have just manually I have created in the backend, but I have not assigned to it. Okay.
Oh, got it, got it. Okay.
Okay. Similarly, you can have, I'll be showing another variety of question. This is a single answer question. Similarly, I can have another varieties or flavor of questions here. So for that, I need to just click add here. whenever you are going to click, you'll be getting all these 4 options. Okay, so let's say I'll be giving a true false questions now. So once I choose this true false, only you'll be getting 2 answers, true or false. Okay, automatically system will take care of it. Say I'll be saying questions like capital of Germany is Berlin. So my answer is a true. Then for true, this is actually the correct statement. So I'll be choosing as a true. Then correct answer feedback and this thing. Then I'll be just saving it. Okay. So now you can see these 2 varieties of questions here. Now there is something. Suppose if you have same question, if you have to repeat it, then you can use this copy function. Okay. So you want to suppose a question ID. You want to say question 1. So you can directly copy those things also if you want to create a new questions. Okay, directly you can go and you can overview it. Okay, so directly these things can be copied also. Means again you can work on the remaining questions if you want to create. If you don't want to create quizzes from the scratch, you can use this copy functionality. So then you can keep on adding the multiple questions to it. So now this is the way we have to use for the how to create a quiz. Same process you can follow for this exams also. Exams basically you can also exams will be having more additional functionality, like you will be having say randomize. Those things are there also. You can set up cutoff there. So now you can see I have created a quizzes called Q1 and I have copied that to test Q1 also. Okay, so this is the way you can create an assessment of type Q1. Okay, so I have just show you. This is my Q1. I'll just make it a published. So it will say you are able to publish in English. Whether you want to continue, then yes. So it is now done. So I will going to the results. But now I have not yet assigned this assessment to any items. Okay. So how to assign those things? So I can go to any specific item, and it should be always an online items. We generally assign these things to an online item.
Oh, question exam both.
So basically, quizzes and assessment we generally attach, but it is the system does not stop you. But ideally, it should be an online assessment. Okay. So now I'll be choosing any of the random courses or the item. So this is one of the items here. So in this online content, there is an option associate content to the item. Okay. So here there is an option you can see add assessment. Okay. So I'll just choose this add assessment here. Then it will ask for the assessment ID. So as you have remember, we have just now created this quizzes, that is your Q1. Okay, so this is the assessment name, this is the assessment ID. So I will choose this quizzes. Okay, so after choosing this quiz, I can give my customized name, like any specific name I want to give. I can give, this is for my reference and for reporting purpose. So test quiz, and after doing these things, you can give the ordinary those record learning event. You can, if you after passing that options you can give. Okay, these are the basic settings you can do it. If you want to, if you allow users to do an assessment review, means after completion whether he or she can go through the what are the answers they have given, then you can enable it. Otherwise if you don't want, you don't click this. Okay, so now I have assigned a simple quizzes to this user, to this item basically. Okay, so I can see this test quiz options here. Okay, so after doing this, I'll be save it. So now this is saved. Okay. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to assign this item to a user. So every kind of all kind of assignment, basically we use this user need management tool. Okay, directly when you click assignment, it will take you that particular tool, that is a user needs management. You just whatever the things are required, you can just change the settings and assignment data, whatever things required.
So you are assigning to now only one user, right? Like instead of one
Only
user, it is should be one for one group. What how to do that?
so I'll be showing you. So what I will just go back here. So you can that I'll be showing to another tool, because that will be comes under the group, means how to migrate multiple data items. So that I'll be showing later. So here also you can add more one or more list. Okay, now I have chosen one list, one user. So here you'll be getting a set of users, right? All the 1200 LMS users. Suppose if you want to select whatever the users you need, you can choose it here. Okay.
But something like personal area, something based on role.
If that, then you will be using the assignment profile. Okay. So if you want
Okay.
in the based on certain criteria, then you can directly use this assignment profile, right? So assignment profile, you can use it directly here. You can create an assignment profile. Okay. So as I have shown you earlier, based on the assignment profile, based on specific, because assignment profile is targeted for whatever the business requirement, only for HR Global, only for all the new hire who are going to join. So in that way, you can assign. So there are multiple ways depending upon your scenarios. You leverage the various tools. Okay. So for test purpose, I am showing you only one user. You can also play around this whatever the things are there. Okay. So you can also create your own assignment profiles. You can assign that. So there is no restriction for that. So there are multiple ways of doing whatever convenient for you, and whatever the depending upon the business scenario, you will be assigning to that. Also, there is a connector and mass upload program. So if you're like similar to our BDC and LSMW on premise, we have those similar kind of export import tool also. You can maintain an Excel sheet and you can directly upload those things also. So there are multiple ways of doing. So I'm just going to assign it, and I'll just the required date means by which date the user should able to complete this training. Sorry, this quizzes and entire assignment. So I'll just run this job now. So it will successfully added the items to the specified users. Okay. So now I'll be going to the user and I'll be seeing this item. So I have to just remember what is this item ID. That is your C underscore testing LMS. And this is my ID, C underscore 19. Okay. Now I'll be going to the user screen. I'll go to the LMS. So as it is a direct assignment, you can see the testing LMS approved with this directly. I can see it here. So I'll just start the course. So I can see these quiz sections. Okay. So after subjecting, this is a sequential order we have to follow. So this is the first thing I have to see it. So this is again, suppose it's I'm agreeing it to it. Then once it is done, I can go to the test quiz. Then only this test quiz will be activated, and I'll be just clicking this test quiz. So it is similar to our Delta exam. So you'll be getting questions here. So questions which I have answered means there. capital of India. This it will be appearing as the same thing. Okay, I'll just
No,
answer
it
it.
is not showing, like it is showing do not close refresh.
Okay, I
I'm not
think
seeing
it went
the
to
pop-up.
pop-up. Okay, okay. Every pop-up actually I'm following the same thing. Okay. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
now can you see it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Sorry, actually I forgot. So here, capital of India. This the first question I have answered. Then age I have two questions. So I'm answering it. Then I'll be going to the next item. So capital of Germany is Berlin. So let's say I'll be making knowingly to say correct. So what I'll be making the false. So it will say. So it will say sorry you didn't pass the quizzes. Okay. So again, I because I put the cutoff there that more than 100%, this should be the cutoff there. Similarly, I can answer if I answer it correctly. So let me answer it once again. First answer is a Delhi. Second answer is a true. Submit the quizzes. It is a bit slow here. Congratulations, you have passed the quiz. So whatever the settings you have done, you will be able to see it here. Okay. So this is the process you need to follow for any kind of a quizzes for, because this is another one of the key activities we'll be doing for any kind of implementation. Quizzes assessment means you just remember two things. Assessment actually is a generic term. Okay. So after assessment, you will be having assessment of two types. One is the quizzes and one is your exams are actually it's a long time. I mean, suppose you're having 10-20 questions at the completion of the chapter. Okay, that we generally assign there. Okay, but quizzes are actually the lightweight, like two questions, one questions. Okay, that we immediately test for any kind of item. So any questions regarding quizzes?
I'm good. Thank
Yeah. So now I'll be going back to again the admin part, and I'll be showing some surveys. So surveys basically after these are actually feedback form, how to generate the feedback form and how to. It is similar to quizzes only, but it's a little bit different. And also I will show you where the questions are stored actually, the library. Okay. So those are all stored in the question library. Whatever the questions you are going to create, it will go and sit here in the question library. So this is the place where actually all of your questions, okay, all the questions, how do you make custom fields q1, so question id I have created, right, this q1. If you
you.
want to come back and edit it here, you can directly come to this question library and you just start editing it. So it's a kind of a question editor for you. Okay, so this is the old question which I have created. Okay, so you can come back and you can question library, you can leverage this. Also similarly the assessment but we have seen.
So this is not our question, right? You have to come.
No, actually I have created just lightweight quizzes, so I have not saved it in the question library. So whenever you are creating, so you
Oh,
want to
it won't
create,
automatically go and save.
no, if you're creating exams it will go and sit. If you are creating quizzes it will not be stored there. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have to just be careful. Suppose if you want to reuse certain questions immediately or in the future, then you always store into the question library. Okay, so that you can call that question whenever you are creating any assessment. Okay, that
So
is a
quiz it
pointer.
won't be stored in quiz
No,
library
no,
like
no,
question.
no,
Oh,
no. Quizzes will not be stored, but the exams will be stored. Okay, so basically
okay.
quizzes are lightweight applications. So whenever you are creating, if you want to reuse it, you can directly go and first create all the questions in the question library. Okay, then you can leverage those things in the exams part. Exam. So that are the things. Similar same things you can go get in the questions also. Question actually it is a simple all these things you will be getting. Like and these are actually the if you want to create a new question, more or less similar only. Don't be confused regarding this. So instead of creating there, you can come here and you can create a new. I think pop-up also you will not be able to see, right? This is actually old application which I'm showing you. We are not no longer using it. So can you see it now or the screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see it. Add
Okay,
new
okay.
question.
Okay. So these actually we are not using. So if you see, these are actually the classic screen. So this one we are not using. So here previously it was supporting 4 things: MCQ, true false questions, there's some multiple answer. We are not using it, so don't use this. Okay, though it is there, don't use this question functionality. Okay, mostly everything is covered in the assessment and question library. Those things
Okay.
we'll be using. And next one is the exam objects. So exam objects only we will be using. Suppose you are using any third-party tool. Okay, suppose a third-party vendor has created any SCORM compliant questions or quizzes, then you can directly you can ask them to create here directly. Then you can directly call these exam objects in the item or curriculum, whatever you are going to create. Okay, so this is regarding.
Can you one example on that exam object?
Okay, so I'll show you one exam object. So there is a pre-test or post-test kind of thing. So if you show you one exam objects here. So here you can maintain like is this a quiz objective, whether it is a proctor based. Okay, suppose it is a classroom exam, it is a 2-hour exam. Okay, so that also we can maintain it here. It's a 2-hour exam. Okay, so same thing, is it a survey? So if you want a particular quizzes to be a survey, then you can directly convert that quizzes to a survey. Just you click this is survey, yes. Then also you can maintain this maximum attempts, duration. The same thing, whatever the things. But here there will be another thing, you will be getting a like usage, like for each this question who has been used in which item, that you can see, come and see it here. And also if you want to see messages, messages in the sense before starting an exam, what are the messages you want to customize. Okay, pre-exam, post-exam. Okay, those kind of message you can give. Okay, pre-exam means you will be giving some instructions. Okay, like you have to follow, you have to answer 5 to 7 out of 10 questions. All those kind of messages you can do and follow the instructions. Do not check with others, means do not try to no malpractice. So all those kind of exam instruction you can give it here. Okay, similarly for past exam message, suppose you are passing an examination, then if you have to follow some steps after, means after completion of the exams, you have to submit your card or you have to report to your assessment center lead. Okay, so those kind of instruction you basically you can give it. Okay, this is actually ideal for, suppose if you are using any assessment center, it's a large organization, you are having a assessment center. In that case scenario, you can use it. And also mostly for the induction and also induction, post induction training, if you want to give some assessment. Okay, so it can have multiple type of instruction. Only in that case you will be required. So use past exams, use failed exam message. And there is something called proctor bay code required for exam entry. Okay, so this is required when if you are using proctor functionality. Proctor means there will be an invigilator. Suppose in an assessment you are having an invigilator, and he will be whenever there's a timing fixed. So suppose your examination is starting from 15th of June 3 p.m. Okay, so at that point of time only the proctor will be getting a QR code for that, and after getting that QR code, the examination will be, means the user who will be coming to the examination center, after showing that examination this QR code only, he will be able to start. Those kind of complicated functionality is also available in SuccessFactors, and proctor code actually recently started. Okay, previously it was not there. So you can use this proctor code functionality, like what the proctor is going to require, what the message will be going to the proctor, means basically the invigilator. That also you can give it, means the exam entry. So you can see proctor code required for exam entry. So means, so during your entry to the examination hall or the assessment center, what the message the proctor will be getting after showing the QR code. All those things can be customized here. Means the message text you can give.
Okay.
Similarly, there is something called printed exams. Okay, due to some reason you want the examination should be an offline. Okay, due to assessment center, some power off or something, some due to some reason, then you can come here and you can directly, there is something called generate printed exams. Okay, suppose I'm just showing to generate printed exams. So at present I don't have any questions, so I'm just showing you after adding a new exam survey, you'll be getting a report kind of thing here. Okay, so in this, then you will be able to print that and you circulate that to the users. Okay, so that they will be taking an offline exam. So it's a kind of taking these exams offline in pen and paper. So for that we use this functionality. So there are multiple things, but depending upon the business scenario, you will be using. All are not required. Because I have never used this printed exam functionality, printed exam. So there are printed exam template also. If I go to the tool section, so
Okay.
this is actually a template. Means the template actually it is an HTML code. You don't have to worry about it. So basically, how the template will look like. Okay. So this is a means if you are taking a printout of the question, so you always use the standard one. So if you are good in HTML, you can code it. Okay. Otherwise, we don't recommend to change anything in this HTML code. Similarly, questions import and export. So previously we have seen like creating questions or exams one by one. Suppose there are 1,000 questions. Okay. So here you can come back and you can download the set of questions which is already existing, and where you can also import those questions. Okay. So you can use this import export question functionality. Suppose I'm choosing an import function here, export confirmation. So I'll be choosing a particular question library or questions. Say it's related to this quiz. I will just choose. I'm just now exporting the entire quizzes. It will be in a zip format. Okay, you can see export file name is .zip format. Okay, so download the export files here. So you can download the questions here. Now you can, after doing this, you can also add more questions, then you import. Okay, so it is as simple as that. Suppose if mostly we are using this, so any kind of importing, exporting, if it is a more number of questions is more, you can use this import functionality. So any questions you have now? We have covered questions regarding assessment, quizzes.
Not really.
So now I'll be going to the survey part. Survey part is actually covered under the learning system. Learning, then you have something called questionnaire surveys. So if you go to the questionnaire survey, I'll be first showing you my existing training feedback. Okay. Then how to create a new one, I'll be showing later. So if I choose a existing one, similarly, you will be having like here training feedback. That is a summary page. In here, you will be having the item usage. Item usage similar to the quizzes. See, this survey is assigned to which all items. Okay. So after completion of those items, the people will be getting this survey. And the notifications, actually, you'll be seeing here the standard notification, which will standard notification will be seeing here. And if you want to any customize, you need an HTML skill for it. Any customization of the notification template. Okay. So same is for similarly for options, whether you want the survey to be anonymous or it is a not anonymous, means people who has answered those you want to disclose it or not disclose it, you can make it. Okay. If it is required for item completion, suppose if you are ticking this checkbox, once you complete the item, unless you complete the survey, you will not be getting the credit for your item, or the learning hours will not be captured. Okay. So this is a field for the required for item completion. Okay. Similarly, days to complete. So till how many days you have to complete this survey? Means after completion of the item, say you have completed an item today, and if you are giving a 30 days here, say within 30 days you will be getting this survey till that time it will be available, and you will be getting reminder for that. 7 days before or 3 days before, 1 day before, you'll be getting all those reminder that you have to complete a survey. Okay. So similarly, if you want to include comments, suppose for a questions you have given 4 choice A, B, C, D, and you ask users to give their own comment or feedback also. If you are saying it is a yes, then this will be available to the user during the survey. Okay. So after doing all the changes, you can just click this apply changes. So this is the options we have for any survey. Last one is the questions. So this is a critical part. So whatever the questions you are going to add here, you will be adding here. Okay. So here I can see there are questions already there. Some 9 questions are there. I can preview it. Similarly, as in quizzes, we are able to preview quizzes and exams. here survey also you can see this options. The training met my expectations, not applicable, strongly agree. So can you see the pop-up also, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here you
No,
can
not the pop-up. I did not see.
means
Only the 5 questions. Yeah.
okay. So okay, so survey I'm just sharing the survey now. Can you see?
The survey.
Survey, can you
Yes, the
see, right?
survey 5 options. Yeah, the 5 options I am able to see.
Okay. No, same thing only I was showing to you. So here actually, what are the survey in the survey questions you have? So you can give these survey items to the, you can assign to any specific
So
item.
this is one pop-up you mean? This is the pop-up you mean?
Yes. Pop-up means a survey actually. Whenever I click that preview option, this pop-up came. Okay.
Oh, it is
So
completely wide open to the screen. That is the reason. Okay.
yes. So this is the survey screen. So here also you can give some comment section in the last. Okay. Suppose the learner or employee is having some additional comment, he can give, and it is limited to 3,990 characters. Within that, he has to give the feedback. So this is regarding a survey, and I'll be creating a new one. Okay. So
The screen disconnected.
okay. So I'll be sharing once again. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is regarding a survey. If you want to make it inactive, so you can make this inactive by coming unticking it here. And also you can make the survey to domain restriction. You can also means for a specific domain only you can access. So that also you can maintain it here. We are using this domain thing. And this survey actually, say there are different kinds of survey. This is regarding item evaluation survey. Okay. So similarly, you can have follow-up survey. Suppose after completion of a training, after 2 months or 3 months, to check the training effectiveness. If you want to create a survey, so you can also create a similar survey. So there is no basic difference. So while creating a survey, you have to just click this new option here, add new. Okay. Can you see the pop-up, or I will show you once again?
Yeah, I'm seeing the pop-up.
Okay. So here in the survey, I'll be just giving a survey ID. Survey ID you can also use, and here I'm just creating this is a generic one. I'll be giving a survey name here, user satisfaction, learner satisfaction. Then in the evaluation level, you can see there are two types of things. One is the item evaluation, second one is the follow-up evaluation. So user satisfaction or the item evaluation means as soon as you complete the survey, you can assign that survey to that particular item. Second one is the generally used for the application of learning, means after 3 months you can give this if you are using this survey, then you use this follow-up evaluation survey. So basically it is required for any reporting kind of survey. So you are downloading any survey report, if you want to see the training effectiveness, then you use this follow-up evaluation survey. So this is the basic difference. So now I'll just clicking this add. Okay, so now I have created this survey, and just I have to see the options here. Like I want is an yes, I'll make it an item completion, it is required, and I am allowing is to yes, so that the employee will be able to add his comment also, and I'll be giving only 7 days, okay, to complete, and I will apply changes. Now I'll be adding questions. So here I can do what I can do. There are questions also I can customize here, like instruction only related to the instructor. Okay, so how was the instructor? Okay, so I can trace a trainer feedback. So for adding a questions, there is a plus button here, very small button. Okay, with an question mark, and if you go to near hover around it, you will be seeing add questions here. Okay, so you just click that. Then you'll be getting options like this. Okay, question type, rating scale. Okay, suppose you are using a question, how was the training? Oh, say I'll be saying training was effective. And the question type, you can give the rating scale. So whether you want the rating scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, multi, or you want open-ended. So those kind of options you can give. And this rating scale, like it is a 4 level, like agree, disagree, agree. So those rating scales are actually, as we have discussed, those are defined in already in the reference section. Okay. In the reference section, whatever, you can also create a new rating there. Okay.
Okay.
So after doing it, I will just save this before publishing. Okay, I will save this, and I will be having a preview of the draft, how this draft will look like. Let me save this a draft once again. Let me publish it. Suppose if it is a multiple pages survey, there is an option to add pages also. If you go to this thing, now I'll just be having a preview. I think some browser issue is there, but here I will be able to see this preview option. Let me refresh this page. So we have created this general_1 survey. So now it is in public domain. If I go to change here or see it here, I can go and see it here. Then I'll be having a preview of it. Let me check. Something is missing. Just let me check.
Questionnaire survey. What are you searching?
Oh, actually, I missed some configuration here. Just I'm showing you because I'm not able to click this preview options. Okay, just a minute. Let me see these questions. Expand on. Okay, so rating scale, survey type, default. Because I have not seen these configuration. This is my friend's system. So the part configuration he has done in the rating scale, I have not checked that. So let me publish it. So after publishing it, actually it should be able to preview it. Okay. So after doing this, I can preview it. But this preview button, if it is not working, I need to check. Okay. But for new surveys, okay. But this is the way you have to come here. And you have to, you can see before assigning it, you have to choose this preview options like how this survey will be looking like into the end user. That you can preview it here. So let me check some existing survey which is having. Okay, some pop-up blocker. I think some is there. So you just try it. Okay, if you are able to create, I think some internet setting, I have to do some changes. Previously, just before half an hour, it was working, but now it is not working. This preview option, I'm not able to click it. Okay, so but this is the process you have to follow for creating a survey. You understood, right? How to create a survey and how to this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so after creating the survey, so I'll be just showing you how to assign to an item. Okay, so you just try it. Okay, and I'll be showing, because preview option is not working here, but it will be, you'll be able to assign it here directly. So after creating this, so you can attach a survey. So after coming here in the related items for a specific item, you can see there is an evaluations options here. Okay, can you see the pop-up?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
see this evaluation you are able to see, right? So here actually we attach a survey. Okay, so the survey which you have created earlier, there is something called item evaluation, that is your user satisfaction, and here directly you can call that survey. Means you just search that survey which you have created, that survey you need to just select that, and it will be, this survey will be assigned to a specific items. So here also you can maintain those settings. Suppose in the by default those settings you have not done, here also at the item level you can give, you have to complete it in 7 days, and it is a mandatory. If you are making it a mandatory, then you have to see it selected required for item completion. Okay, this is one kind of survey, item evaluation. Suppose if you are using follow-up evaluation, then you will be using this third one, like follow-up evaluation, application of training, application of learning. So in that case, survey will be going to both employee, also the supervisor, who will be assigned the supervisor, because it is also required for the supervisor to fill it up certain things, whether the employee has after completion of training is able to apply those learning in the train in your workspace. Then in that case we will be assigning to also employee as well as supervisor, depending upon the scenario. Suppose if you are allowing both employee and supervisor to go for survey, then you have to just click this both options. Okay, so ideally the follow-up evaluation happens within 3 months, after 3 months of the training program. So we can maintain, for that reason I have maintained 90 days here. Okay, so after 90 days this this trigger will happen, this follow-up evaluation will be triggered, and employee as well as the supervisor will be getting this evaluation survey to be completed. Hmm. So this is required for any kind of a, this is called evaluations. So evaluation is nothing but your survey, that we call as a survey. So here you have to come into the related section of the item, and in this related section you will be getting options for this evaluation. Okay, in this evaluation you will be configuring all these are basically settings, not the configurations. You will be putting all the settings required for the surveys. And it is not mandatory that you always assign a survey. So there are certain training programs, online training, you may or may not need a survey for that. Okay, so we can skip that also. So depending upon the scenarios, business scenarios, and the client requirement, you can attach those surveys and all. So that's all for today. Any questions regarding we have?
No. No.
So today, basically, on a broad basis, we have covered an exam. What is an exam? What is questions? Okay, so we have seen the question library and how to. So assessment basically two types. One is a quiz. Second one is the exam. Quizzes are basically the lightweight assessment. Exams are, we can call it a little heavyweight compared to quizzes, but exams are actually the formative assessment. Okay, so after completion of training, you'll be having a long duration, or it's a long, so many, with many questions you can assign, make an assessment. Also you can think of it as a, from a quiz as a class test. And so if it is a, and exams as a kind of a semester end exam. So you can think of in that point of view. So those are the broad basics of the assessment, and also we have seen how to assign exams or quizzes to the item. And after item level also we have seen how user will be able to see that in his catalog in the training program. After completion of the training, he'll be go through that assessment. That also we have seen. And also we have covered little bit of exam objects, means what the, how it will look like. It is mostly used for the proctors, sorry, the third party vendors. And for the tool section, we have seen how to take print of means print out of exams, exam templates. And also we have seen how to mass upload, like import and export questions. If you want to export, then you export it, then you add more questions, then you click this import questions. This is for a mass. Suppose you are having more multiple questions, like more than 100, more than 200 questions you want to upload in a one go, then you use this question import export functionality. Then we move to the survey part. In survey part, actually we have seen how to create a new survey, and there are two types of survey. Like one is the user satisfaction, that is your item level, and second one is the follow-up survey. So basic difference is follow-up survey we use to check the training effectiveness, and after completion of the training, say 90 days of training program, you want to check in survey. In that case, we use that. So this is one of the critical area for any client whenever they are going for any implementation. So you have to identify that what is the number of questions they have in the question library. And during, because this is required essentially, if it is a large client, like just like currently I'm doing, they have some 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh quizzes. Okay, so that requires a lot of time. So you have to prepare accordingly. Because data migration is also a huge activity. If the client is too large. And also the questions in a survey also you can make it simple. So what if the client is having existing survey template, you can leverage that. If they are not having, you can also suggest, there are different templates available, you can google it and you can suggest. There are, if the client is very new to this, but most of the clients, they already give some kind of, they use some kind of paper based survey. Okay, so you can digitalize so you can digitize all those pen and paper based survey to an online survey. Okay, so that they will not be using any pen and paper in the future for any kind of survey. So that you can automate using this questionnaire survey. So that's all we have covered for today. And also I want to show you something here. One thing, that is your rating scale, which we have used for survey. That will be coming here in this. So in the system admin, where we have created this approval process and approval roles, there is something called rating scales. Okay, so for survey, what are the rating scale you are using, that also you can define it here. Okay, so like here in 4, you can design it here. Like in pop-up, can you see right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this pop-up you can see there are different rating level. Okay, and this rating level you can customize. Okay, suppose it's a 4 rating scale. 1 is strongly agree, 2 is agree, 4 is strongly disagree. So this rating scale you can use. Also you can create a new rating scale by going to click this add new options. You can create a new rating scale, so depending upon your requirement. Okay,
Okay,
so
how to add this one? Like, say for example,
if you want to
hello?
add some, tell me, I can hear you.
No. If I want to add these 4 ratings for one question, like one survey, and other question for, other rating scale for other survey, how to do?
So that you can come here in the questionnaire survey. If you go to individual questionnaire survey, there is an options here. So questions. If you go to the question section here, if we add a new options here, so I have added a new survey here. In the item, it says there is no item. I have to assign the items, second item, then just showing you. Okay, so can you see the questions now?
Yeah, I'm able.
So here you will be getting the options whenever you are going to create an. So in a single survey, you can use for different questions. You can use different scale. Okay, so it is not necessary for a survey, you'll be using say same rating scale for each question. Okay, so you can have for the say first question, you will be having say trainer feedback, trainer related. So you can have some meaningful questions just for showing. I am showing you the ratings. You have to choose the rating scale, and in the rating scale you can define it. Okay, the 4 level or the default rating you want to use. Similarly, the same ratings will be shown here.
Okay.
This is the question you are right where to attach this thing.
Not attaching, like for this 4 points, you 4 rating options you have provided, right?
Yeah.
So for other questionnaire, I want only 2.
Okay. Then that also can be doable. So if you just create another questions or here. Actually, in this I'm not getting this option, but here we'll be adding a suppose a new question. I'll showing you once again. Test 2. Go to the question section here. Then you just add questions. While adding a question itself, previously we have used the default rating. So now I'll be using the star_4_level. So whatever the rating scale name you have given, okay. So that rating scale I can give it. Okay. So for different questions you can have a different rating scale. So that is pretty much flexible. Okay, you can do that. Okay. So any questions you have?
No, I don't have.
Okay. So today we just covered these things: rating scales, questions, questionnaire, survey, quizzes. We will check remaining things, like we'll be going little bit technical tomorrow. Okay, we'll be covering this that external site, how to design an external site. Okay, that we'll be covering, and to next day also we'll be covering more the technical part. Okay, the next 2 days will be more of a technical part, connectors and this APM, automatic processes. Okay, so these things we'll be covering. Okay.
Okay. So I just sent on. Like morning, I have deposited the amount.
Okay. Thanks. I have not checked that. Okay, I'll check that.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how many days do you give this system access?
So you can give to at present 1 month. I can give. If you want to extend, then I can. You just tell me.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Because I don't want it like I just need a. I mean, not now. Like after the class, as I told you, like I'm moving out from the country.
Okay.
I just again want the system access from 15. Like now, like for a week, if it is there, okay. Then again from next month, 15 to 31st, I need like
July.
so that I.
July, right? Okay. Okay, no problem. I can give you. I have to check with him, and I will be giving access whenever you require. Okay. I'll be discussing with him. No problem.
Okay, I can able to access you, right? I mean,
sorry.
After the classes, like I'm able to
no issue. I have already told you my WhatsApp number, and also I am in this. Okay, anytime you can also have my email ID also, as you are not in other social media, so you can just ping me in WhatsApp and all. Okay, so no problem.
Okay, fine. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, chalo, thank you. Bye. Have a good
Bye-bye.
day. Good day.
You too. Bye.